go. Today. Now, going over to the political podcast, you have Vivek on the mainstream media lies going viral, and even a response from Elon. Now, Vivek said, and again, this went viral to say the least, within the first 48 hours, it got 1.2 million views earlier this week and 39,000 likes. Now, Vivek specifically said on his X Twitter account, quote, the first MSM outlook to look its own audience in the eye and earnestly say, quote, I'm sorry we systematically lied to you, Russia collusion, COVID, Smollett, January 6th, etc. Here's why it happened and here's how we'll fix it. We'll re-earn your audience trust and dominate its competition, but don't hold your breath, unquote. Which, yeah, again, they're never going to come out and say, oh yeah, we lied to you about not everything, but damn near everything. I think what the biggest red flag for the Smollett incident, where he basically faked to own a hate crime against himself. Jesse Smollett was eating a Subway sandwich at like 2 a.m. in Chicago and claimed that he was attacked by a MAGA extremist. In Chicago. Chicago's been voting Democrat for over 85 years. There's like 3 MAGA fans, maybe. Realistically, most of the people who are Republican are in the suburbs. Now, one of the first responses comes from Elon, and Elon simply said, yeah, it got 9.1 thousand likes. There's quite a lot to say the least. Paul Zazupa says, quote, the mainstream media will never say any of this. They gladly go out of business more than ever do the right thing. Their behavior is pathological. They have no interest in doing anything by promoting their left narrative. If that results in them shutting down, then they'll be fine by it. Unquote, getting 540 likes. Finally, it took us a couple of days to actually see our favorite contrarian, our favorite leftist. Well, I don't really like him, but I do appreciate contrarian statements because it makes life a little more interesting. You don't want to be an echo chamber. So Luke Zaleski says, quote, and remember when the media pretended Vivek was running for president and he was only auditioning for Trump's lapdog, unquote. Mentally vacuous of a statement. Yes, I think so. But 14 people did agree and like that statement. Now, that being said, hilariously enough, contrary Luke saying this, Vivek did better than some of the traditional politicians. I think Chris Christie ran, or more accurately rolled, to about 3.5% in the poll aggregator when he was running for the Republican nominee. Vivek, impressively enough, for an independent, or he ran as a Republican, but someone who had no political experience, I think he topped out around 11.5%, which again is phenomenal when you're building a brand, and part of me thinks he really did want to go for president. Now, Luke Zaleski, 2 people did respond. Let's see what they said. If we go to his specific response, someone by the name of USA Forever says, quote, that's just mean. And then Woke Becca D, which, A+ for marketing, you know exactly what her ideology is. She says, or rather she has a screenshot of an article saying Trump rules out Vivek Ramaswamy as running mate as he eyes new team. So one contrarian statement to him and one basically agreeing with him. Now, Luke Zaleski also, this guy's staying busy, he did another response. He says, quote, you're all arguing about Trump's bloodlust when you should be noticing the quid pro quo unfolding in Elon's support for Trump and Trump's support for a 100% tariff on Elon's competitors, unquote, getting 8 likes. Now, 4 people did respond to it. Let's look at those 4 responses. Let's see here. Rich Davis responded by saying, if you would put effort into caring about actual facts and how the media skews them in advancing a leftist narrative generally, you might have more interest even if we disagree about politics and policy. When confronted by a clear case of media dishonesty and you deflect, awful, unquote, getting 1 like. Shinobi says, quote, you're a lying Marxist ideologue, unquote. No likes, but it was there. And Adam Hart Mother says Elon has not supported Trump. Now I do have, a warning sign. It might be spicy. It says, show additional responses that may include offensive content. Of course, we're going to click that button. Well, that's not too controversial. Someone by the name of Lisa simply says, you support China taking over the American auto industry, unquote, getting 1 like. Which again, I don't think that's an insensitive statement by, any means. Now, going to other comments, again, zooming back out to the actual Vivek statement, going back to the comments with him, the rabbit hole says, quote, admitting wrongdoing is step 1 to rebuilding trust. And there's a picture of Trump saying, quote, if I'm not reelected, there will be a bloodbath in the automotive industry, unquote. Then the media zoomed in and says, if I'm not elected, there will be a bloodbath, unquote. Getting 4.5 thousand likes, which is, yes, exactly what the mainstream media did when Trump made that statement. And given the government's current stance on EV vehicles and the mandates, I can't help but think Trump is right on that because, again, they're pushing the Ironically enough, the most ironic thing in history is unions voting for people who destroy their own jobs. In this case, the United Auto Workers voted for someone who is actually destroying the most profitable vehicles for those companies, which, again, when you look at automotive companies, the American companies are very good at making good old V8 trucks, some sports cars that mostly run. That's where the bread and butter is. I mean, GM, you could argue they perfected the V8. Same with Ford, and then Dodge Chrysler, now known as Stellantis. And that's where they made most of their money. Those big, good old gas, petrol engines and SUVs, crossovers, those are highly profitable. EVs, you lose money for quite some time. Ford is still losing money on EVs with the losses in the billions. Just like Tesla. Tesla took years to break a profit. And again, there are a lot of things going against the big three when it comes to the automotive community, but they are going to be in trouble because, again, they're trying to enter, going from playing checkers to chess. It's an entirely different game. They want to become tech companies, which I don't want to say it's impossible. It's just a very difficult thing to do. You have to change your mindset. You have to change your roster of talent. So I do believe there will be there'll be more detrimental effects for the automotive community if the rules and regulations continue to increase. Now, other interesting responses, you have Libercat Media TM saying, quote, "You can't hate them enough," unquote. And it's a picture saying the media is the enemy of the people, getting 1.5 thousand likes. See here. Righteous Crusader says, quote, "All you have to do is look at today's dishonest bloodbath narrative to see that the MSM are unrepentant liars who care about nothing. They don't care about the truth." Unquote, getting 439 likes. See here. So I think you also have Stella, "We Won't Hold Our Breath," and CNN with all the anchors have clown noses on it. They got 186 likes. And I think Luke Salisi is the only contrarian for this particular thread. See here. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, I don't see the mainstream media changing the way they operate or getting a modicum of integrity. They also have millions of funding coming in. They don't just rely on the advertising dollars, strictly speaking, or the subscription dollars. But let me know, what are the odds that they actually admit their wrongdoing and start reporting honestly? I mean, it's not zero, but it's probably like 0.0000000000137. We're probably ballparking it. Let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.